What's up, everyone? This is going to be a step-by-step guide on how you can start and scale your Replica store to 100K, 200K, 300K a month. Honestly, probably more, because replicas, they're always going to be hot. They're always going to be popping. It's a great niche to get into if you're just a beginner. Um, so yeah, let's get started. So the first part of this multi-part series is going to be on OPSEC. And what OPSEC means is operational security. It's basically the precautions you need to take before you get started so that you don't end up getting sued or you don't end up getting your website doxxed or anything like that. So there's a couple things that you guys should be focusing on. Number one is your accounts. So I'll put AC for accounts. Actually, let me type it out. Your accounts need to stay anonymous. So everything I'm talking about here, this is what needs to stay anonymous. Your IP, and this is like your overall IP when you're browsing and like doing regular stuff on the internet. And then your other IP address is your hosting. So I'm gonna be making, I think I'm just gonna make multiple videos on every single part of this, but let's start about this. So the most important out of all of this, I would say, starts with your accounts. You want to have anonymous accounts for everything you do. So this means you guys need, let me organize this better. Honestly, I know I said it's good for a beginner. It's good for a beginner because it doesn't, like, it's an automatic winner, you know? Like, the product is a winning product. You don't have to worry about the product. All you have to do is focus on marketing. But the back end stuff that goes into this is pretty complicated, so that's why I'm going to try and lay this out for you guys. I guarantee you no one has done an in-depth tutorial on this or anything close. So your accounts. So you're going to need a payment processor. You guys are going to need a WordPress account. We won't be using Shopify because Shopify will ban you. What else do we need? You need proxy accounts. Pretty much anything. So, I mean, let's just start with your payment processor, I'd say is the most important account. You need a payment processor to get your money from cash or credit card into crypto. So, for me, I personally found a partner for this, someone who can do it. They had access to payment processor accounts, like as many as they want, and they were willing to take in the cash for me and give me crypto for it. And obviously, that's an ideal situation, is you want to have connections and be able to do it like that. But if you don't, there is options for you too. So something that he told me is he gets all his accounts from a country called Lesotho, which is in Africa. And the reason he does this is they don't require a social security number verification. So if you guys if you guys are serious about this, you're gonna need multiple payment processors ready to go, because that's something that gets banned a lot. So there's two ways you can do it. You can either do it with fraud, which is not ideal, obviously. And the way you do that is you get like someone's social and then, verify the payment processors that way. And obviously, you probably don't want to be doing that, because then you're gonna have to bump your OPSEC up a lot. Like, you really can't leak your IP or anything like that. So I wouldn't even recommend that. Second option is to make it like how my guy was doing it, which was go to a country that doesn't require social security verification and accept the money in PayPal. You basically make accounts. It's not that hard to make an account. You just need a phone number, which I'll be making another video on as well. You need obviously an email address, Outlook address, and then I think that's it really, because since they don't require any ID verification, they have no way of verifying it. So Will this work at scale? Yes, but you're gonna have to be rotating your payment processors a lot. So, it's ideal to just find someone who can either do it for you or work with a company. So, some options here that I found some on Black Hat World. People say that you can find payment processors that don't care. So I'd recommend going here and maybe go to Replicas. I think it was under this one, but no, that was not. Basically, this is probably the hardest part of everything is the payment processors. It's finding that. So once you find that, like these are what people are saying, they recommend you do stealth PayPals. And that's honestly what I'd recommend too. If you can figure out how to get consistent PayPal accounts that you can receive thousands of dollars into and you're not getting banned, then that's definitely the best option. But let's say you figure the payment processor out because that's going to be a big chunk of your time. Once you figure that out, just know that everything from there is like a breeze pretty much, like a lot easier. You don't have to worry about that much stuff. But if you don't have money coming in, then that's your biggest issue. So you want to have the payment processor down. Your accounts also mean you need to keep your Outlook accounts anonymous. So you should have a VPN running 24/7, and I recommend you guys download a browser called Mulvad browser. It's pretty much the next safest browser next to Tor. So I'd recommend you guys use Mulvad. Tor is not really ideal because it's slow and it's a little bit overkill. You guys don't really need Tor because you're not having like your threat level isn't crazy high where you're gonna have like police searching for you and stuff. Your threat level is basically the company is gonna try and come after you via your email or something like that. They basically just want to hand you your cease and desist and get you to stop. So the goal here is to be able to not give a fuck when they hand the cease and desist because they're sending it to some uh, burner Outlook account basically. So the entire goal, the ideal structure is to have nothing tied back to you basically. So your WordPress account, you guys like I said, you need to have Mulvad VPN, and you guys need to do Mulvad browser. Connect the two. It's pretty strong. It's strong enough for what we're doing here, and that'll hide your IP. It'll hide your browser ID, so you're not gonna get fingerprinted or anything like that. And yeah, you're gonna basically be as anonymous, pretty much as close to Tor before Tor as you guys can get. Um, so yeah, obviously don't make your WordPress login like something that can be tied back to you or anything like that. Um, Next, you guys are gonna need obviously. So basically, what I'm saying is, every single account you make, like the way I did it was, I have a bunch of Outlook accounts because Outlook accounts don't require any verification or anything like that. You guys should get a anti-detect browser as well because you're gonna need multiple accounts on different IPs and stuff like that. And if you guys try and use Mulvad with Outlook, you're gonna get a lot of CAPTCHAs and your account's gonna end up getting shut down and require verification. So to avoid all that, you guys just want to use a Chrome-based browser, and the way to do that is to use a anti-detect browser. So I recommend Dolphin, but Dolphin was giving me trouble for this, so I ended up going with Ads Power. It's all the same stuff as long as you can just get a proxy in there and change your IP, get a custom fingerprint, then you're good. So every account should have its own like email address tied to it that's not on your main account. So that's basically the setup for your accounts. Just make sure your accounts don't conflict with what you're actually doing, with your real address and stuff. Next is your IP. This is pretty simple. To clean your IP, what you guys need to do is, like I said, get Mulvad VPN. It's the #1 VPN I recommend for this. And for sites that you can't use Mullvad VPN in, because not every site allows it. It's banned in a lot of places, and some places, like if you try and sign up for PayPal and you're using a Mullvad IP and you're not using a proxy, then yeah, that account's gonna get shut down really fast. So you're gonna want proxies for that. There's multiple proxy providers. I'm not gonna recommend like one specific to you guys. I use Proxyware, but it's not. I mean, it's okay. I've had like honestly, I haven't had like too great of an experience with them, but it got the job done. So I continue to use them. It's pretty cheap. It's like $2 per IP. Um, yeah, for an IP, you just need a simple proxy, and like I said, you want to make sure you're signing up for Proxyware while you guys are under the Mullvad browser, under your Mullvad IP. That way, nothing gets leaked. So, pretty much, you just want to come here and turn this right here on. Just go ahead and put it on lockdown mode. Basically, this will keep it on no matter what, and you can verify, or you can pretty much guarantee you're not going to have any leaks. So, just have that on if you guys are doing this, or you guys can even have a separate computer if you want to go that far, but I don't think it's that, like, you guys got to remember, you're not like selling drugs or anything, you're just selling reps. So um next is the hosting. So hosting is pretty cool. You guys are going to want to go to a site called Offshore Cat. Okay, maybe not. Offshore Cat, I know it exists. Hold on. Hold on. I think I have it saved on Mullvad. What is Offshore Cat? I swear. Okay, hold on. Go to KYC. When in doubt, go to KYC, not me. This is another site that you guys should have in the back pocket. And okay, so we go to hosting. Unless Offshore Cat got taken down, then I don't know. That's weird that it's not here. Alright, well, the offshore people that I used were, what was their name? Private Alps. That's what I'd recommend. Private Alps. They were really good. Their support was really good. You can use Cockbox, and there was another one that I just saw here that was good too. That I did a lot of research on my hosting, so honestly, just go with Nice VPS is good as well. This one, Nice VPS, Orange website. I've heard mixed stuff about them. Cockbox is also good, and Private Alps is good too. They don't give a fuck. So yeah, that's what you guys are gonna want to use for that. So I guess that's pretty much it for this episode. Like, this is like the OPSEC level, foundational level. Like, if you guys are serious about this and you're gonna want to, or you guys are wanting to scale this to like 100K, 200K, these companies will want to shut your website down. And you don't want to have to like worry about that in the back of your head, like, oh, I want to scale, but what happens when they come after me? You don't want to think about that. You want to be able to take the fucking cease and desist and throw it in the trash, because they have no idea who you are anyway. So once you have this down, only once you have all this stuff down, like, you should really like completely understand what I'm talking about here. If you have no idea what a proxy is, then maybe stick to selling something that's not so black hat, honestly. But if you have some foundational knowledge on your operational security and some like cybersecurity knowledge, then this is a great thing for you. Honestly, I think it's a perfect niche. But yeah, that's basically it. One thing also with the hosting, if you guys really want to be secure, because you can get like DDoSed, and you can get like, there are some like server side attacks. Honestly, my cybersecurity is not like crazy good or anything, but I do know that it's really easy to find the IP of your hosting, and from there I know that there can be some targeted attacks. So if you guys are really paranoid, you can run it through this thing called a Cloudflare, what's it called? Basically, Cloudflare has a reverse proxy type of thing, and it makes it so that your IP runs, instead of your public IP being your actual hosting IP, it's the IP of Cloudflare. So if you guys are really paranoid, just do that. Look up, like, I think it's called Cloudflare CDN, reverse proxy. There should be some stuff on how to set it up, but it will hide the hosting of your, or the IP of your hosting. But if you guys are using a truly bulletproof hoster like Private Alps, then it doesn't matter really, because if someone like tries and subpoenas them and says, who's the owner of this? First of all, you guys should be paying a Monero, and you guys should be setting it up anonymously anyway, so that even Private Alps doesn't even know who you are. But even if they did do that, you guys, Private Alps should be covering you guys anyway. But never put 100% faith in these companies, because they don't really, I mean, you're paying them $14 a month. They probably don't really give a shit about you. So just cover your own bases by making anonymous accounts and everything like that. So yeah, it's basically the basics. If you guys have this down and you're ready to move forward, then I'm going to make more videos on this, and then we can actually talk about, like, how you build proper websites. And most important part, obviously, is how do you get customers, how do you scale. So that's what I'm good at, more of the ad side of stuff. And that's basically it, guys. A new video coming soon on this.